Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? This is surprisingly, in spite of where I'm sitting, and you can see all my cool movie shit behind me, it is not a movie video talking about movies and collectibles. It's actually a funny, effed up story about my life. And it is something that happened about 6, 7 months ago. I am going to crack this beer. It's been a long day, and it's actually like super, super warm out, super nice out. And yeah, and I'm just got home from work. So anyway, I will be out there soon. But for when I was talking about where I'm going with things, yeah, you can see I got these backgrounds going up, these things. Anyway, that'll be cool when it's all finished and I can talk more about it. And all these DVDs will be like covered up, and then I can, when I need a movie, I can just pull the thing off and get them out. But anyway, we're going in another direction than I wanted to necessarily go, but I just thought I'd point it out because it's the sun is where it is in the sky now that I can do a video after work, and it's bright enough in here that I can actually come over here and just, instead of sitting at the table. And I forgot something I always put in the background. I will be right back. Okay, there, that's better. I forgot to put Leatherface in my video. I set it up, and I was so excited that I can actually have this in the background that I forgot about him, and now he's out of view in it because I'm going to be basically in front of him. But anyway, yeah, just he's always got to be there. He's my homeboy, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so this is a funny effed up story. Something happened not too long ago, probably about 6 months ago. Now here's the thing: I don't get into a lot of fights. I mean, especially at my age, being a guy who's years old. Yeah, I'm just too old for that, too mature, and I don't have time for that nonsense. Too mature coming from a guy who's literally sitting in front of a wall of toys, okay? But I'm mature. I'm just a nerdy mature, okay? But anyway, so I don't get into a lot of fights. But here's the thing: I do a lot of bike riding, as you know, and I talk about why is my nose suddenly itchy right as I'm doing this stupid video. Great video, awesome video, like it, subscribe, comment. I didn't mean to say stupid. It's a great video, I guess. I don't know. Hasn't happened yet. I'm still working on it. But anyway, that being said, so I'm riding down the street. This is probably around 11 o'clock. This was in November of last year, 2024. Sorry, it's 2025 now. But anyway, so I'm riding down the street, and there's this couple. I'm on College Street, downtown Toronto. I know not everybody that watches my videos know Toronto's layout, but I know most of the people that watch my videos are from the States. But yeah, Toronto, as you know, it's a massive city, right? Like the downtown core isn't huge, but it's still pretty big. But I'm on College Street, heading down towards Yonge Street, which is a very popular street. But anyway, there's a couple on a couple rental bikes in front of me. A young couple, probably I'm going to say early 20s. I don't know how long they've been together, but they seem very happy, joking around, having a lot of fun. And I had to keep slowing down because they're being silly and goofy with each other, but they're having fun. And I really didn't have a problem with that. I was already kind of annoyed about something else. I was a little bit in a bad mood, but they were actually cheering me up because I was watching them have a lot of fun. And I was, like, oh, wow, this is kind of cute and whatever, these kids, right? So then out of the blue, now you got to think this was, if I didn't mention already, I think it was around 11 o'clock, it would have been around 11 o'clock at night. So I'm riding and I'm literally right behind them. And then they stop. So what it was is this idiot kid is coming the other way. He was probably about the same age as I, maybe a little bit older, younger than me, considerably younger than me, but coming this way. So they stop, and then they're like, you're going the wrong way, what's wrong with you? So he's being all Mr. Tough Guy, and he goes to them, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do, huh? And then, so he goes past me, and he's on his bike. Now he's some like young Mohawk guy and stuff, and I think maybe he thought because he's punk and everything, he's going to have this attitude. Well, hey, I used to look just like you. I had a better Mohawk than he had, but I looked just like you. I grew up in these streets where I was young in these streets, like, I hang out in Kensington Market. I did back then, it's got punks, you got all kinds of people. I've been around violence and fights and drugs and things. I went to one of the most violent schools in Ontario. My school was in Mississauga, not Toronto, but it was gangland. So he comes up to me. I'm just throwing that there just for context because as he comes to me, and I said, "Going the wrong way, man. You're like almost causing an accident." Because sorry, what I left out is that when they stopped, the guy was behind the girl, and she stopped, he stopped, and then I almost crashed into him, like the young guy behind that was in front of me, and then this kid comes through, and it was just like, and as me and him are arguing, like he goes to me, he goes, "What you gonna do?" And I'll get into that. The other two, they didn't really pay attention to what was going on. I don't even think they knew I was behind them, and they just kept going, which was fine, no big deal, So he says to me, he goes, "What you gonna do, huh?" And he's like right in my face, and I'm just looking at him like whatever, like I'm just ready to ride on. He goes, "Yeah, what are you gonna do, old man?" And I don't know what it was. I was already in a bad mood because I found out a guy that I was friends with hit some girl or something in Kensington Market. I'm not going to name names because I don't know. It's just a story I was told, but it just pissed me off so much but like it was just in my head, like this guy did this. This guy was my friend. But anyway, so I was already in a bad mood, and he just goes, "What are you going to do, old man?" And I just went like just bang, like he was like right in my face, and I just uppercutted him so hard as like I swung at him as hard as I could. Like he's just right there, and he's on his bike still, and I'm on my bike, and it was a smack, and he's like, "Goo," and I remember his head flips back like this, and he just kind of looks at me like, "Gee," I don't think he was expecting me to hit him. I think he just saw this old man who looks like someone probably looked like his grandpa. Probably didn't even notice the tattoos and stuff. Not to say the tattoos make people tough. They don't. It's just art. It's ink. But anyway, I think he just thought I was just some nerdy looking old man. And when I smacked him, it surprised him. And then I shoved him, and he went flying back. And the other thing, it kind of scared me because, like I said, I don't get into fights, and I haven't really been. I've had a little arguments here and there. I mean, I'm not a pussy or anything. I just don't care. It's just not something that I'm not trying to impress people because I can swing a fist or take a punch. And also, I'm only 5'6". I'm not a big guy by any means. I'm short, right? I'm not, and I don't have like big muscles. So anyway, I shoved the guy, and his head he goes flying down, like he's sitting on his bike, and the whole bike and everything goes over. And his head goes like whack off the sidewalk, like off the concrete. So my brain's going like, "Uh-oh," because I don't know what happened. Like I don't know how hard he hit the concrete. I just remember I heard clunk as his head went smack. So I leaned over. Two reasons I leaned over. First one was for myself, so I can actually look at him and see, is he okay? Is he really hurt, or is he just hurt? So I lean over, but also, and I had my bike over on the arch, and you've seen my bike. A lot of people have seen my bike. It's this big black mountain bike, kind of menacing looking when it's leaning over because it's a larger bike. The design it's a cross country Opus. It's a big bike, but not electric. Definitely, I will say that. I do not use electric. I use leg power, like a man or a woman, someone who rides. But so I'm leaning my bike, I'm looking over at him, and I'm just looking at him in the face, and he puts his hands up and goes, "Okay, okay, okay." And I just lean over, and I said to him, I go, "You're going to be old one day, and be careful what you say to people." And he just kind of looked at me like, and he's still like lying there with his hands up. And then I got on my bike and I just rode away. Now, two reasons why I rode away. Number one, I was done with the situation. He apologized or whatever. He was backing out, which was a good thing. And the other thing is, I might have just got that lucky punch in. He might have turned around and beat the ever-living hell out of me. Because who knows, right? Like, I don't know really how tough he is. I just know that when he called, "What you gonna do, old man?" it just triggered me. It's like, yo, you fucking punk-ass kid. And I just bang. But the thing is, too, a lot of people, they just think, like, someone's older, they're going to not fight. Like, no, man. Like, especially, you don't know where someone's grown up. You don't know their background. They might have done time. They might have, and had to deal with people a lot bigger, more violent, more dangerous than you. Sometimes you fuck around, you find out. And I will say, that is the coolest Gen Z expression I've heard. I mean, there's a lot of things I make fun about Gen Z. This kid was Gen Z, an alpha, Really? Why are you called Alpha? You're far from Alpha. We're gonna cancel you. Sorry. I don't want to sound bigoted towards alphas, but that's just sort of the attitude. I mean, I witness on mostly online, but yeah. But anyway, it's just like I love that saying. Fuck around, you find out. Bang! He found out. And I didn't stick around to see if I was going to find out. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you've been in any situations where you just snapped like and just gave someone a smack because you felt they deserved it, or it just triggered you or something. Any funny stories about that? Just drop them in the comments below. I will get back to you. Or if you have any opinions on me, like maybe I should have hit him more, or maybe I shouldn't have hit him at all. I don't know. That was just like I said. It was just a knee-jerk reaction. I didn't like what he said, and it just kind of just wound something up in me for that moment. And I hope that, in a way, I hope it smartened him up. Like, hey, you don't just insult people because of their age. Ageism, I think, is the most screwed up form of prejudice. I did a video about that. If you want to scroll and look it up, or just Jack Ackman, ageism, whatever. I can't remember what the title of the video was called. It was like, I don't know, 500 videos ago. But everybody's going to age. So when you make fun of an older person, you're making fun of someone you're eventually going to be. You're not going to be that exact person, but you will be their age one day, unless something unfortunate happens. And but older people can make fun of younger people because we've already been there, and we can see the mistakes you're making, or we can also compliment you on the advances you're making in your life. Say, I should have done that because that's working well for you. But anyway, thanks for watching. And like I said, drop a comment, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And until the next one, bye.